Welcome back to Honest Straightforward Reviews. Guys, today I'm doing a comparison between the newest AirPods and the second generation AirPods. Now, before I continue, I'd like to let you guys know that I completely fund everything on this channel myself. So if you appreciate that and want to help out, it's for free. Just subscribe and like the videos. All right, now I'll have the video in few segments. So first of all, I'll look at the unboxing experience and the box and what you get. And then I'll be looking at the physical comparison between these two. I'll then be looking at the fit and also all the features you get and the sound and all that. Let's get this started. First of all, the second generation AirPods. That's basically it. Okay, very similar. Like there's not much difference in both of them. Although feeling it, the AirPods third gen, they feel a bit heavier. When they're side by side, they're exactly flush. They're about the same size. They're not bigger than the other. Opening them up inside is basically exactly the same. You get the same manual and things like that. If you want to see the proper unboxing where the actual item is sealed, I have that on the channel as well. Please go through and have a look. So inside you get the case, all right, with the AirPods inside, and obviously you get the charging cable with them as well. Looking at the case for both of them, so the third gen, you get a bit of a tinier case. Although if you put them like this, it looks almost identical, okay? But for example, the second generation, first of all, with the case, you have to pay extra. So they're quite a bit cheaper, but you have to pay extra for wireless charging. But even then you don't get the MagSafe wireless charging that you get with the third generation. However, even with the wireless charging case, it's still cheaper than the third generation. So that's basically the case with the lightning charger in the back and the reset button as well. Okay, and looking through the headphones, that's how they basically open. All right, and this is what they look like basically. Okay, so first of all, you've got a touch sensitive area on the AirPods, the second generation, which you can tap to pause music and all that stuff, whereas on the AirPods Pro, it's more of a press to hold. So when you press it, that's when you have that feature, so you can press to activate Siri. Both of them have Hey Siri as well. Now the main difference between them is waterproofing, or water resist. So the water resist on the AirPods second generation, there are none, so you can short circuit it at the gym and things like that if it gets wet. However, the AirPods third generation have a IPX4 rating, which is not that high either, but still gives you that peace of mind. Having said that, I've used the AirPods at the gym. It got up quite a bit wet and things like that. Not an issue at all. Also, another thing you'll get with the AirPods third generation is skin detection. Okay, so with skin detection, it's very useful. So if you take the normal AirPods and just put them in your pocket, they can still play, whereas with these ones, they have to be against your skin to be able to play music. Regarding Bluetooth and also the chips, so both of them have the H1 chip and both of them have Bluetooth 5.0 and have the same codecs. So they support everything the same. However, one thing you got to remember with AAC codec, if you go and use it on an Android, it's quite buggy and it doesn't work as well because it's not high quality. The H1 chip doesn't work with Android devices properly. In regards to an app, both of them get updated and can play around with it a little bit in regards to the buttons, what you can do with the tap sensitive buttons and press sensitive buttons. In the settings app, there's no particular app that you can use even on an Android device. However, with the third generation, you get spatial audio. So that's basically Dolby Atmos, Apple's version of Dolby Atmos with the 3D sound. I've used it. I found it to be really gimmicky. I'm not really buying it for that reason. Regarding battery life, this has a massive improvement in terms of battery, so nearly 2 hours and 10 minutes improvement. So the second generation gives you about 4 hours and 7 minutes, whereas this gives you 6 hours and 21 minutes. And with the case, there's an improvement as well. So the case totals to 30 hours, whereas this guy does 24 hours. When it comes to fast charging, this does 15 minutes of fast charging at 180 minutes, and this does 5 minutes to 60, which is quite impressive. Now, when it comes to noise cancellation or blocking out noise, these headphones aren't focused on that at all. They let in noise, so even noise isolation is not there. They're really hard to use at the gym. If you have loud music playing at the gym and you just want to listen to some podcast or something like that, so it's really hard to do that. I wouldn't buy them for anything like that needs noise cancellation or noise isolation. Now, regarding the AirPods and Apple devices such as the AirPods Pro and the AirPods Pro Max, they all have a very unique, similar sort of frequency, which is quite neutral. Okay, so and they offer something called adaptive EQ, which basically adjusts the low and mid-range frequencies to compensate for the unsealed design and things like that. So basically they're exactly the same. They don't have any differences in terms of the sound frequency. It's still quite neutral, and it's still pretty good as well. When it comes to microphone, so for example, when you're using it to talk to someone. Now, when I've used them both to answer phone calls and talk to people about with them, so with the second generation AirPods, I found them to be making me sound a bit muffled to people. It didn't sound as clear. However, there was not much noise behind. With the AirPods third generation, it made me sound a bit mechanical. So they're not too great in those terms. Let's get to the verdict time. To be honest, I wouldn't buy either one of them for myself. But if you had to take a pick, I'd buy the shorter stem one just for the sake that it's shorter stemmed and there's less tugging. So there's less chance of things tugging into that for that reason. However, having said that, this kind of sits outside your ear canal into your ear, whereas these sit nice and deeply into your ear canal. And I feel like they give you the second generation gives you more of a secure feel. Both of them don't do quite a good job of sitting in there and giving a secure feel. However, I do feel like the second generation gives you that bit more security, even though it's got the stem sticking out. To be honest, it depends what you want. If you want a bit of IPX4 ratings of waterproofing, you want the MagSafe charging, you want the third generation look, the shorter stem and things like that, I'd get the third gen. However, if you don't care much about those things and you just want a wide case and something that's cheap and does the job, I'll get the second gen any day. They both have the H1 chip, they both sound similar, and this one sits a bit better in your ear. Well, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about my review and between these two, and which one do you find better and which one would you go for? Thank you so much for watching to the end. Take good care. Bye bye.